I'm filling in, so I'm gonna call the meeting to order, and we always start with the Pledge of Allegiance, so would everyone stand?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have FLPD with us tonight, so Officer Andy is going to start and give us an update.
Hi, guys. I didn't really prepare anything, but she did kind of prompt me to let you guys know about FIFA. FIFA's coming and they are mandating us, which means that we're expected to have an influx of people, tourists, soccer players, all kinds of people coming into our cities. I say cities because it's not only Fort Lauderdale is going to be affected by this, Miami's going to be affected. But I've heard some crazy stuff like Airbnbs being rented out for the entire month for 30 grand, 40 grand. I would expect that these tourists are a little bit classier because they're here to see the games, not cause any ruckus, but who knows? Fans always get a little bit crazy. I don't know if you guys remember the soccer game with Colombia.
Oh, yeah.
Down in the Hard Rock Stadium.
Climbing the fence.
Yeah, and you know, that's soccer fans, you know? So I hope that doesn't come to our city, but we're gonna be heavily seen by everyone because our entire police department's gonna be here from June 27th until July 5th. And then after that, we're just gonna be on standby in case stuff goes down.
When you say you're gonna be here, does that mean that everybody is on duty?
Yes. Every
Everybody's on.
sworn officer will be in the department or assigned to a part of the city, including PSAs.
All days off are canceled.
Oh, how.
We're working straight through.
Where's, in Fort Lauderdale, where is the venues? Are there?
So there's not venues, there's no games,
Venues.
there's no games in Fort Lauderdale. However, the tourists that are coming to see the games are staying in Fort Lauderdale. The players practice at the Chase Stadium. So they're going and coming. I would also imagine the Bright Line is gonna be very busy. Because if they're going down to Miami to watch the games, I would just assume that the trains are gonna be packed.
Is the team staying at any of the hotels in the Fort Lauderdale?
Yes,
Well,
there's a few teams staying down in the hotels.
Okay, well, that's a pressure point right there. Okay.
So with the high volume of tourists that will be coming for the games, are you guys gonna be a little stricter with like code enforcement as far as occupancy load in some of these restaurants and bars? Because already some of these are already over capacity in numbers. So are you gonna require them to have counts and monitor that?
Not the police department.
Okay.
I guarantee you that we're gonna be plenty busy with the amount of people that are gonna be in the streets.
Okay.
That's something with code.
Code enforcement is on standby for people.
Oh, I mean, but obviously you guys are watching, and if you see something that
Yeah.
seems a little, you know,
If it
people
gets-
trying to.
If it gets absurd, of course, we're gonna step in.
Okay.
But we don't have anything big like the stadium down in Hard Rock. If anything, I would imagine that the fans would be trying to get to Chase stadiums to watch their favorite soccer players play, but we have that on lockdown.
I wanna say, the Broward County is hosting 2 mega watch parties, one at Lauderhill Stadium, Central Broward Stadium, and then one at the Panthers Arena. So they're gonna host thousands of.
Oh.
Yeah. So
But those
it'll
watch,
be over there.
I feel like the watch parties are us,
Panthers Arena.
the real city of Fort Lauderdale residents.
Yeah.
The
I wouldn't be so worried about
Holiday
those.
Park?
Iceplex.
Holiday Parks.
Yeah, but the.
No, sometimes.
Okay, okay.
They're not here
Not
tonight.
us.
Not Newell Memorial,
Oh.
no.
What we have here is the Chase Stadium, which is the practice
Stadium?
Which
facility.
is way north.
Yeah.
It's up
Near
there.
Executive Airport,
Yes.
Lockhart Stadium.
yeah.
And Lockhart is called the Chase.
District 1,
Yeah. Stadium Lockhart.
Oh,
Cypress Creek Road,
All the way up
It's way
north.
north, it's
Yeah.
actually completely disconnected from the actual city, so.
No, it's not.
Well.
Tell that to District One.
Taken on by a string, taken on by a string.
There's no traffic up there.
But actually, you are correct, because it's in a lot of,
An industrial.
yeah, it's in a lot of, commercial district area.
Right.
You have the old stockade up there. No,
If
you're
you haven't
correct.
seen, if you haven't been affected by the traffic from the games, from Inter Miami games yet, then you're still not gonna be affected. It's basically the same thing.
And we know there's plenty of parking up there, right, Michael?
Yeah, there's that whole field.
There's a whole field out there.
Park.
Our park.
Like our park.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, this is Officer Francesca Ten. She oversees District 3 for police. I don't know how to correlate. Yeah, not the other district. Not the big one. But yeah, she also works with me and Victoria. Me and Victoria are District 1. She works for District 3. This is my tiny co.
Welcome.
Any other questions? Good, because I don't have answers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Have fun. Don't talk so much about.
Okay, next, our featured speaker is Sylvia Duque Inez with the Department of Sustainability and Special Projects Division with a presentation for us on resiliency.
Thank you, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. My name is Sylvia. It is very nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to be here. Today, I will be talking to you about the Private Property Resiliency Outreach Program. That's kind of a mouthful, but it's the one thing that I love most about my job. So this is a new project that we are starting with the Sustainability Division. We are part of the Parks and Recreation Department. And the program is a citywide initiative to support residents, homeowners, and business owners in becoming more resilient to climate risks. This program is part of Fortify Lauderdale. I believe many of you are familiar with that huge effort. And during that effort of planning Fortify Lauderdale, the city and the consultants came together, worked with many of our residents, and decided one of the key points that the city needed to work on was bridging the gap between action and information from what the city does in city property to what private home owners and business owners should do in their properties for the entire city to become more resilient to climate risks. So this outreach program is part of a big puzzle that tries to bridge that gap of action and information and communication around climate resilience. The program is focused on two of the main climate risks that our city faces, which are flooding, coming from all different kinds of sources, hurricanes, tropical storms, sea level rise, storm surge, and also extreme heat. Right now, we're quickly entering into summer. You're noticing temperatures are going up, and that's one of our concerns on how to manage that. The program will encourage practical actions. It will put resources and information on your hands in order to take more informed decisions. So this program, as I said, is part of a bigger puzzle of city efforts, and it supports broader goals. The Private Property Resilience Outreach Program is part of the effort that we are putting together to get more points in the community rating system. If any of you are not familiar with the community rating system, please raise your hand and I'll quickly explain it. Good. So that is a voluntary program managed by FEMA, where some cities, volunteer cities like ours, participate to get points by doing a bit of like extra work in floodplain management and flood risk management. We get extra points, and those points get translated into discounts for the flood insurance premiums from the FEMA and the National Flood Insurance Program. So in that same context, this program will get us more points, which means we get an increased discount in the flood insurance premiums, which hopefully will lead us to having a increased protection in the city.
Like we get points from green your routine.
Exactly, just like that.
Bigger scale.
So bigger scale, the city gets points for doing a lot of these activities. A big part of it comes from outreach and education. So that's why this program is key for the community rating system. So I've been talking about the private property resiliency outreach program that has two very big concepts associated with it. One is resilience, climate resilience, and the other is why private property. So I will start with the climate resilience piece. When we talk about climate resilience, we're talking about the city's ability to prevent, prepare for, respond to, and then recover from climate-related events and risks. And being resilient looks different in different scales. For example, we can look at a house that's more resilient and reduces flood risk by being elevated, or maybe because of the materials that it uses, or other protective features. We can also talk about the economy being more resilient. That means businesses that are able to recover quickly after a climate-related event. In that community, we see more resilient communities that are able, where neighbors are able to support each other. You can check in on your neighbors, you can help them, you can share the goods and services that you have. And across the city, we would see a resilient city with infrastructure and services that can continue operating throughout disruptions. And resilience has an economic value tied to it. It's not just nice to be strong and resilient, it's also kind of financially smart. So we can talk about avoided costs. When we talk about investing in resilience, we usually mean avoiding harm or avoiding damage. And most of the time, preventative actions are often less expensive than repairs. We can also talk about reduced economic losses. So just as I was explaining, when a city or a business is more resilient, they are able to keep their services running, keep the economy running. This means if all of us together are more resilient, then all of us are back on our feet quicker, we have less of economic losses. And then there was a business case built specifically for Southeast Florida, where the main takeaway was basically a message of, for every $1 that we invest in community-wide adaptation strategies, the region will see $2 in return. And finally, another way of seeing this is every $1 that we decide not to invest can end up costing us up to $33 in the future. So it's as much of a nice decision as it is a financially smart decision. And then why focus on private property? So I was telling you, this is part of the Fortify Lauderdale initiative. The city and public investments alone cannot eliminate climate risks. And it's as simple as looking at this picture. This is from that very unfortunate flood we had back in 2023. And what kind of looks like a canal is actually one of our neighborhood streets. And what happens is that when climate events happen, when flooding happens, the water doesn't really recognize what's private or what's public. It doesn't really care if the city invested $2 in this neighborhood and then the private property owner invested $5 in that other neighborhood. It'll probably just go everywhere. So we have cases, this is just one of our neighborhood streets. We have cases where we have multiple stakeholders working in one single stretch of street. We have Public Works Department with stormwater management. We have the swales, which are an interesting case because they are city-owned, but also maintained by the property owners. And then we have the private property, which is maintained by the property owners. And all of this is kind of like the same space that we saw before. Water will go everywhere, doesn't matter who's responsible for doing what. So it takes all of us, it takes the city, and it takes the private property owners for the city entirely to become more resilient. So the program that I am introducing you to, and that I will hopefully be seeing a lot of you soon to implement it, it will be made by different materials. So I will be doing homeowners associations and civic associations presentations similar to this, but with different content, where I will just educate you on different risks or different ways to become more resilient, maybe point you to some actions, and guide you towards decisions to make your properties more resilient. I will also have materials that will live in our website, but also will come with me to events and presentations like flyers and handouts. We are building a resilience resources website that this will gather a lot of the resources, not just educational materials, but resources for you to find financing or find ideas of how to, like specific actions or specific investments or improvements that you can do at your homes and properties. And then we're also building neighborhood scale resilient snapshots. Those will be neighborhood specific, and what they will do is give you all the information that you need to understand exactly what the risk is locally for your neighborhood, for your property location. And then we'll point you to some of the resources and some of the ideas that we think will benefit you most. And this is all kind of like held together by a cross-cutting element of feedback collection. As I said, this is a new program. We're starting fresh, we're testing things out. And what I want in the future when I start going to your HOAs and civic associations is to get your feedback, understanding what are your main concerns, if the program's working, if it's not, and this is a flexible effort. It is getting built right now, so that's a big part of what I want to do.
So if we have you come to our neighborhood for a presentation you will be able to have specific things for River Oaks, like you just had on that past screen, specific for us on what we can do and what is happening?
Yes, I will. So it won't be property level specific, but the part of the conception of this program is to tailor it as locally as we can, and that's most likely a neighborhood level. I will give you, hopefully, this is getting built and it is a process. We have a lot of neighborhoods. I don't have information for all of you yet. But it will eventually become a program where I can give you neighborhood level information just for you to better understand the risk and the conditions that we're working with specific for you. Yes.
I apologize, I was a bit late, so I missed the beginning of the presentation, but to not reinvent the wheel, are you able to have access to some information that's already been done in research from Fortify Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's what we're using. We're just kind of putting it together in a specific package to share it and to make it available and accessible through our website.
Talk about not reinventing the wheel. We had a very good program of city coming in and adapting our swales for more drainage. That sort of died off a couple of years ago. I don't even think it's active anymore. But we have over the years tried to do some of these things again. So going back and taking a look at that, I think would help you to not waste time.
Thank you. Yes. So I've been going through a lot of the city efforts and understanding all of the information that we have out there, which is likely scattered in different parts of our website. So what I'm doing with this program is putting everything together to make it more easily accessible. But I will look at the swales program, because we are including a piece of information around swales and how to better manage them and take care of them.
Just a curiosity, I've been seeing some stuff about paint coating, roof paint coatings that actually reflect the heat back. And they're even putting it on roadways now. Are you gonna be a good source of that information for us so that, I don't have to send people to ChatGPT and ask, tell them about that? Will there be a resource of, those kinds of things that people can do? And where they would find information about that?
Yes, so I am not aware of the roof paint coating right now, but we are building resources for extreme heat. And it will include specific actions or materials or recommendations. So I am not a good resource right now for roof coating, but I will become one very soon. Most likely for materials related to extreme heat and flooding. Those are our two focus topics. Yes.
Yeah, I might suggest a reach out program to contractors and engineers, because we're going through some permitting issues and getting questions about flood that have never been asked before to our condominium. And it has slowed down the process of trying to complete our project, because it seems we're getting questions that have never been asked about floodplains and the height of the equipment and all that stuff. It would be helpful if the engineer, our engineers or contractors could tell us first for having it jammed up in the permitting process.
Okay, I would love to learn more about your experience. If you could, I will leave a lot of my business cards in the table at the front, so you can all just please send me more questions and comments. But yes, right now the program is not meant to be focused on contractors. But I truly appreciate your comment and feedback, and once I learn more about it, maybe we can start developing or sharing some of the materials that we believe are,
We just need the permit.
are tailored for that. I do work very closely with Mark Haggerty. He's our floodplain manager, and he does work more closely with permitting and contractors, so maybe that's a good route I will explore.
Thank you.
As we're all leaders of neighborhoods, are you down at a level where if we have a street or two that is flooding, we let you know about it, so we'll get in the program? Are you doing it to that detail or level? We have certain areas where maybe some storm drains we think should be added. Should we all do that, or is that not what you're doing?
That's not necessarily what I'm doing. I do want to become a point of contact or a person that you can reach out to with your concerns and questions. I cannot promise that we are fixing the 2 roads in your neighborhood. This is more an outreach and education program, so I will bring information, I will bring resources, I will connect you to information, but it won't necessarily lead to projects. Not at the moment. But again, always happy to get all your thoughts and feedback, because that's how we take smarter decisions too, as the city.
So if we have you come to our neighborhood association, then do we get some green your routine points?
That's something I haven't explored, Ted, maybe. I don't think so, but keep coming to our SAB
Oh, you know,
and you'll get your points.
And Sylvia, many of our HOA and civic associations, we have our own websites and you have presentations, we can add that to our websites. And also the council can add presentations to the council website as a resource.
Thank you. Yes. I will take you up on that offer. We are still developing a lot of the materials, but of course, these are meant to be shared and as widely accessible and like open and easy they are to access. That's better, and that's what we're looking for. So
you're more of a educational outreach than what would be prioritizing, like with neighborhoods as far as contacts with public works and different things that need to be done.
correct. I am outreach and education. And I think we can start building avenues in which I can maybe point you to good contacts, point you to good resources that will help you take those decisions. Okay, I'll just finish very quickly. As I mentioned, this program will start with a focus on residential properties, mostly with homeowners associations and civic associations. I will be doing presentations, developing the materials, developing at least 4 of the mentioned neighborhood resilience snapshots, at least 1 per commission district, at least in these first couple months while we tweak and understand what that's going to look like. And I will continue my coordination with the Sustainability Advisory Board. They're already aware of this program. They have given me their feedback, and also with you guys. You are my part of the strategic starting actions for this program, coming to talk to you, getting your feedback, getting your thoughts. So I'm very excited to be doing this. And as I mentioned, this is a flexible and adaptive program that once I start going to your HOAs and civic associations, once we start talking, I'll be able to include a lot of your thoughts and priorities in the information. And we are doing this because we believe that resilience will pay off to you, to your neighbors, to our community in many ways. It will protect your most valuable or biggest investment. It'll keep your family safer and better prepared. It'll reduce repair costs and stress associated with that. It can help you lower insurance costs and even support stronger property values. We will help our communities stay strong and recover faster, and it will reduce stress on our city services. So thank you very much. I think you all got the main message of this presentation, which is please invite me over to your HOAs and your civic association. I would love to talk to you. I will leave my cards at the table over there, or I can just pass them to you guys, and I look forward to hearing from you all. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna give the floor next to our treasurer, Carlos Lang.
Couple items before we get into the letter, I'll do, it's okay if I do the treasurer report right now?
Yes,
Okay. Treasury report for the month of May, we have $5,724.17. Got a bunch of neighborhoods that signed up, which segues right into what we're going to. So currently we have 32 neighborhoods in good standing. We still have an additional 25 that we'd like to bring up, and also some that are unrecognized. So if you do speak to other presidents throughout the neighborhoods that you know, please have them reach out to me. We'll work with you if there's financial issues. We do offer scholarships. Our goal is to get 100% of involvement, okay? For tonight we're gonna be voting on a letter for Raquel Williams in support. To do that, by our bylaws, we need to have 25% of membership. That's 8 people. We have more than 8 that have signed up that are here. And for the vote to pass, we need 50% plus 1. So that is gonna be a total of 8 votes, because we have, it's gonna be 9 votes for her or against her, for the pass. Barbie, the letter, I want to open up to the floor. Does anybody have any things they want to say, whether they're for or against it at this point? If they want to give their opinion.
Did you distribute the letter?
Oh, no, I have one. I'll read it though.
Oh, please, but
I have
know what they're voting on. Yeah.
We have a lot of copies of that, or are you gonna read?
We'll send it, once it goes out, we'll pass out copies. We'll send it out. This was still being done.
Okay, yeah,
I have it on my.
Okay, perfect.
I have some comments. I went back to the downtown civic board and they wanted me to stress how disappointed we are in the conduct of Mayor Dean Trentalis and others during that meeting towards the city manager. And while they are stating that this is not a performance review from, they want to make sure this is not downtown civic association doing our own performance review of the city manager. Everyone has their own individual opinions, but you just wanted to stress about the conduct of the city commission during that meeting. And then I want to stress for sure myself that really disappointed in the way the mayor treated the city manager. And I know many people from across the city are also very disappointed in that, the conduct, the going back and forth, the making things up. And so I just wanted to say, while she's done a great job reaching out to the neighborhoods and to our neighborhood, she didn't deserve to be treated like that. So I just want to put that on the record.
And I agree, and you know what, that's something that if, as neighborhoods that we want to address, we can do that, but this is more of a letter of support
Yes.
to show solidarity, if that's all we agree on. And then we could address that as well. Like I said, each of you are representatives of your neighborhood, and you need to bring your concerns to us, and together we can decide that. So, yes.
Has this been distributed or is this the first time?
This is, well, so last meeting, we talked about that we were gonna put a letter together. It's been in the works now. This is the first time the letter is gonna be read, but this is basically what's gonna be presented, either email or in front of the council, I'm sorry, in front of the commissioners or both.
So why don't you read it?
Okay, I'm just, and I'm still working on my public speaking, so please bear with me. On behalf of the Council of Fort Lauderdale Civic Association and the many neighborhoods we represent throughout the city, we write today with one clear and undefined message. We strongly support the city manager, Raquel Williams, and her continued leadership of Fort Lauderdale. Ms. Williams was selected unanimously by the commission following a comprehensive nation search designed by identifying the most qualified candidates to lead our city. Today, she is responsible for managing an organization with an annual budget of approximately of $1.2 billion. And a workforce of more than 3,000 employees. Since joining the city, she has brought a visual organization, accountability to the city's operations, expedited park bonds and infrastructure projects, negotiate agreements in the city's best interest, and made meaningful investments to public safety. This is a significant responsibility, and our neighborhoods have confidence in her ability to fulfill it with professional integrity and sound judgment. Ms. Williams has worked diligently since her appointment to implement the vision, priorities, and political goals established by this commission. Translate direct into action, ensuring that city service are delivered efficiently, provides residents by responsive government.
Slow down.
Okay.
They expect and deserve. We are therefore concerned by reports that certain actions and public comments have sound and undermined her authority and decision-making responsibility. Such actions are inconsistent with Fort Lauderdale's council manager form of government, under which the commission established policies while the city manager is ensured by day-to-day administration and operations. When professional administrative decisions become subject to political interference, it weakens the effectiveness of the city manager, creates uncertainties within the organization, and ultimately impacts the quality of service delivered to residents. Strong cities depend on clear roles, mutual respect, accountabilities with their governing structures. Our neighborhoods are paying close attention. The council represents cities, civic associations from every corner of Fort Lauderdale, from Croissant Park to Sailboat Bends, from Melrose Manor to Coral Ridge, and many communities in between. While our neighborhoods may not always agree on every issue, we are united in our beliefs that the city manager Williams should be allowed to lead our organization without unnecessary political interference and with the authority necessary to carry out the policies and objectives established by this commission. Fort Lauderdale deserves stable, professional, and accountable leadership. We believe Raquel Williams provides exactly that. We respectfully urge this commission to support the city manager, respect the government structure established by our charter, and allow independently necessary to effectively implement your vision, manage the business of our city, and manage our city. We welcome the opportunity to discuss these concerns directly and remain committed to work alongside city leadership in the best interests of all Fort Lauderdale residents. Any questions? So, okay, that being said, so now we're gonna vote. So this vote, if you have a yellow wristband, that means that you are recognized from the civic, and you're a paid member. So we do have a quorum. We need eight paid members out of the 32, which is 25%. And now and we need 9 votes. So, question?
Yeah.
I need to see who do I see about vote. So
What civic association are you from?
Dorsey River.
Okay,
what is it?
Dorsey Riverbend.
And that's District 3?
Yes.
Okay. Dorsey is not a paid, you're not paid right now. So also, if you have a yellow wristband, that means that you're either the representative or the alternate. If you notice, I am Croissant Park. I do not have a wristband because even though I recognize I'm not a representative of it. Unfortunately, as much as I want to vote today, I cannot. So we're doing this fair as possible. If there are no other questions or.
Question.
Yes.
One question. Oh, yeah, we just paid today.
Yes,
I have.
yes, yes.
You're good. Okay, thanks.
Hold on. Call,
James Bradley.
James Bradley.
Do you need a wristband? James?
He's got a wristband. He has a wristband.
My name is Jim Brady, here on behalf of Coahammock Association. I want to tell you from my personal experience, it was a pleasure meeting Raquel several years ago when I was practicing. She was attentive, online, straight arrow, everything you would want in a city manager. This letter of endorsement ought to be passed unanimously by this council, in my opinion. You can't lose on this. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and call the vote.
How about we raise our hand?
Okay, yeah, raise your hand if you have a yellow wristband. So all in favor of those, please raise your hand.
If you're in support,
If you're in support, 1, 2,
of this letter.
Do you see?
15, okay, 15, anyone that opposes this?
16.
Okay, all right, anybody opposed? We have one opposed, the vote passes,
Thank you very much.
and that's it, so this letter will be presented, going forward.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes,
Carlos, I just want to say, I think it's kind of important that we look at how we got here. And where we're going to go from here. Now, I certainly don't want this to happen because we voted strong support of Miss Williams. If, I keep saying this about my wife, if she were to fall off the planet tomorrow and we had to announce another city manager, who in God's name is going to apply for city manager of Fort Lauderdale after we had 5 in the last 10 years? 1 got fired, 1 quit because of an OIG investigation, 1 was temporary, 1 left for greener pastures. Who is going to take that job? I think several people said at that performance commission meeting, either you couldn't pay me enough to do that job, or I wouldn't take that job for all the tea in China. We support Miss Williams. I think she's put up with a lot. I think she's accomplished a lot. And I don't want to say whether or not we can or cannot do better, but she's doing just fine. She moved her family here. She bought a house. And I was at the meeting where I think her job, or the job paid $300,000. All of a sudden, we're paying her $350,000. Well, they hired her. She was touted. She was presented. Everybody cheered. And I think we should continue to support her because I think she's doing a fine job. She saved, what is it, 1.5 million in police overtime? 500,000 in fire department overtime? She cut down travel and training. I think she's done just fine. And one of the things I heard at the meeting was somebody said, well, she's authoritative and people don't like her. Well, you know what? She's running a city with how many people?
over 3,000.
Yeah.
$1.2 billion budget. Well, I am sorry if they don't like their boss. Some people don't like their boss. She's a good manager. You know, I quoted from the movie Patton before. You know, I don't want these men to love me. I want them to fight for me. Well, she's leading. We all may not agree with everything she's doing, but I think she's doing just fine. I think she deserves our support.
Bravo. Yeah.
Bravo.
And then just add to that, because one of my concerns is that the commission meeting after this happened, there was a discussion about changing the charter and who reports to the city manager. I think this organization should follow that very closely too. I don't have an opinion on who the fire chief and the police chief should report to, but this should be monitored by this organization.
Well, I can. Well, can I add on to that? When the commission, God bless their soul, in the dark of night at the 11th hour, added 2 charter changes, 2 proposed charter changes to make the, and that was not recommended by the Charter Revision Committee. It was not even discussed at the Charter Revision. At the 11th hour, they decided to put it on the ballot.
Underhanded.
Well, whatever. They decided at the last, okay. Dark of night, I would call it the dark of night. Anyway, the reason I think that they did that was so that those people, the police and the fire, don't have to respond to the city manager, because the city manager is the one who negotiates their contracts and who is responsible for their operations. And they don't like being monitored and responding to any city manager, maybe not this one particularly more than others, because she's very aggressive. She told them, no overtime, and we gotta get this house in order, we can't be spending all this money. And so they were a little peeved. And they probably put some pressure on the mayor to do this, and I think we have to really be concerned about that, because why do we need two more elected officials? I mean, am I gonna be voting for the fire chief and the, I don't know. But anyhow, we have all summer to talk about that. And if you will indulge me, Madam Chair, temporary Madam Chair, I wanted to give you an update on what happened with the charter revision provisions regarding property and parks, public
Wait a
property.
minute, are you,
and parks.
so we're done?
The motion,
Yes, so
let her pass.
Motion's passed.
motion passes, and I'm just saying, just to take up, back off that, those concerns, these are something that we could bring up and we could talk about that. I think that's a great point. I agree, with everything that was just said. And that, going forward, that could be the next thing that we bring up at a future meeting to present, but we would have to do that in a timely manner because this is something that will be on the ballot come November. I'm done, thank you.
Barbie?
Also to your point, I think they did it in response to that, but also it's like changing from a managerial government to a mayor government.
It's strong,
whatever.
yeah.
Yes.
And that was openly said at the last meeting as well.
And I think we need to consider, is that what everybody wants?
So our council is going to, this is our last meeting, we have off July and we will reconvene in August. And I would imagine that when we reconvene in August, that there will be charter presentations and education, because there's a very short window from, educating everyone from August to the November ballot. And it's gonna be our responsibility to have to help with some outreach with our neighborhoods. Estelle?
I just wanted to say that I've been doing this almost 10 years now, and this is the first time I've actually really felt like the council's doing something. And it's united amongst like all the districts. So I would like to see that more going forward, that we take on these initiatives that are really important to us as residents and neighborhoods and neighbors. And that's why we exist here and we're all sitting at this table. So I want to see that happen more often here at the council.
Make a very good point, and there's a lot of new faces in the room tonight, and we're getting new participation, and we wanna see these faces be more familiar, keep coming back, and we want you participating. So thank you for that. Yes,
I'm more than a little concerned that two of the people we're talking about wanting to change the charter are very likely not to even be here the next time around. It seems a little, as Michael said, underhanded.
Thank you.
It was.
Yeah.
Probably not. No, again, you watch the meetings,
Do you wanna have a forum about this issue at the next meeting, or we talk about it here?
What?
Do you wanna have a forum about this charter issue at the next meeting, or talk about it right now?
Well, the issue, it was presented, if I said, Madam Chair?
yes,
The issue was brought up at the CRB, which is the Charter Revision Board, and I sat through many hours through that board.
I think we have to kind of we have to.
One has to
That we
leave.
are both on that same board.
We both on the same board.
So we have to.
Yeah, I just need to identify, because now the business has been done. And that issue has been brought to the board about a strong mayor, and clearly, he was unanimous, 5 people voted down. Okay, that's a fact. So this is, when we heard this about the 2 officers diligently speaking, the members of the board, they didn't know how to take this, like, wait a minute, how did this come about? So I think the council here, and I'm glad that you're all here, and I'm gonna underscore exactly what Estelle Brennan just said, is that
I'm glad that we're here united because this needs to be addressed, especially to the commission. Because we're the taxpayers of the city. We're the residents of the city. We're unity in the community. We try to keep it clean and neat and abiding and to keep it running smooth, and we vote for these people into office. So then when they don't pay attention to our voice, then you answer your question, then you're gonna need to ask the question, then why are we involved? Are you calling us, do you call us involved when you wanna get elected? Or you wanna call us involved at any time, whether it's, we can agree to disagree, but pay attention to us. That's it.
I wanted to, hi everyone, just say hello, I'm District 4 Chief of Staff for Vice Mayor Sorensen. And per the city clerk's office, and we also mentioned that the last commission meeting yesterday, June 8th, was the final deadline, you know, from the Broward Supervisor of Elections Office for any ballot language, charter amendments to be on the ballot. So what was passed at the last meeting, those are final and nothing new can be added, so that's that.
Okay. What?
Charter, some more charter stuff.
More charter stuff?
Yes, more charter stuff.
Okay, Carolyn, more charter things.
Right, the council wrote a letter to the commission. We did write a
Yes.
letter urging them to put on the ballot the charter amendments that the Charter Revision Board recommended regarding parks and the disposition of city-owned property. And they did it. They did not do it as well as some of us had wanted it, and so we lobbied for some additional tightening of the, you know, the language. And I just want to report to you that at the last commission meeting, which was the final version, they agreed to put a charter amendment on to section 8, which said, and I'm putting it all together, paraphrasing it, anything having to do with parks, sale, lease, license, any use agreement, any rezoning of parks, everything having to do with parks requires a unanimous vote. So I mean, we're pretty good on the protecting the parks. That was a big win. And when it came to the disposition of city-owned property, they bumped everything up from a simple majority to a supermajority. So now it takes 4 votes to dispose of city property, not 3, with a couple of findings in between. And if they are going to dispose of city property for more than 50 years, okay, and we all know how much grief we've had when they go, you know, these 100-year leases. If they go to 50 years, it will be subject to a referendum of the citizens. So I think we did really good urging them to do this. I think we eventually got a much, much better situation than we had before. And so I think when we talk about this, as, I mean, there's gonna be like 10 of them. This is one of them, and I think we can explain to people and get them to support. And I've asked Anthony Faraga to put together a bullet point, you know, once the deadline passed, and now we know exactly what it is, just if there's 10 of them, we need a bullet point. What does 1 do? What does 2 do? What does 3 do? What does 4 do? English language, no more zoning text than, you know, like English language, raising the age of being able to become a city commissioner from lowering the age from 35 to 18. That's one of them, believe it or not.
Can the bullet points be in the order that they're
It
gonna
has to
appear
be.
on the ballot?
Absolutely, that would,
That
so
would be
when we
helpful.
come back in August, I think we will have the material so that we can give out that information and have a robust discussion about, you know, is this a good idea? Is that a good idea? Or are you in favor?
Do we know what order, what's gonna be on top? Cause in my district committee, meeting, it was concern about so many questions and voters having ballot fatigue. So they wanted the most
They're
important.
gonna be the order in which the commission approve them.
I'll get clarification from the clerk's office.
Because at the hearing, at the commission hearing, many people spoke in favor of not doing that, of putting the most important ones first. But then again, you'd have to decide what's the most important one. So, you know, it's, you know, we can't micromanage that. It's up to them. You know, we could always say yes on 3 or yes on 2.
if we want to, but
Okay, also, a good source is the League of Women Voters, so once that comes out, because they're very noun, verb, noun. If you vote this way, this is what'll happen. If you vote that way, this is what'll happen. So we'll get our president to do that, get them involved.
so rest up in July and come back in August.
Barbie?
Who gets the League of Women Voters to help participate with that?
Bill will do it.
Okay,
The president will.
because they're good at that and
They're excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
good point. Thank you.
Okay, and I also want to thank Marilyn and Michael for doing such a wonderful job at the social at the museum. It was a really fun Sunday. Thank you for everyone coming out. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Michael. That was a really great event. Maybe it was like your first time at the museum, just so you know, it's free. The last Sunday of the month is Neighbor Day. And the museum will also host your HOA or civic association to do a meeting there, so that's something you guys should take advantage of. July 4th, America 250, Walker Hayes is the concert at the beach, country music. So enjoy the fireworks and drone show this year.
Yeah.
And on July 18th, please mark your calendars, it's George Rushka Day. And it's going to be at Art Serve.
Flyer for that or something?
We'll send something out, I just wanted to announce it, yeah.
I just wanna send it to
July.
Yes.
July,
May I?
yes.
Okay, so, hey folks, excuse me. Everybody who does not know George Harushka? Okay, George Harushka is retiring and we're having a farewell party to him. It's all about civics, it's about fun. It's gonna be held on July the 18th, all invited. And it's gonna be held at Art Serve from the hours from 5 to 8. With music, we're gonna have a lot of fun. They're building him a king's throne chair. I'm just giving you some instances. And all the food has been donated, meaning pizza and from Jet's Pizza, they all donate all the pizza and all the salads. So I'm just gonna ask really a community effort. Who wants to bring a bag of ice? Who wants to bring a bottle of wine? Who wants to bring a case of beer? Who wants this, that? A sheet cake is already been donated for George. So it's good. It's a good old community fun time. It's almost like a block party. Remember block parties? Yeah, but it's a block party. It's held indoors.
block
So
parties.
we get nice and cool. Okay?
Yeah,
So
love it.
this is for George, because George has given 35 years plus of his life. And I think it's time to say thank you. Right.
Yes.
So it's your destiny.
I would just, yeah, if we can get a flyer or something, I would. So I can
Chantel's
get
gonna-
some.
Chantel's gonna help you put
Send us
it,
something
yeah,
fun.
her and I were gonna put something together.
Perfect.
And so we could put it out, and so we're gonna get some people, because also too, George is pretty much involved in the Rotary.
Yeah.
And also he's involved in a lot of other things, he's like an octopus all over the place. So a lot of the people are coming together, okay?
Yeah,
So-
even if it's just a flyer for like the board or whatever, just so I can send to sponsors to.
Yeah, come by, have a pizza, have a beer, have a piece of wine, have some wine, have some pizza, have some salad. Yeah, have a piece of cake or have some water, whatever, and have fun, just say so long to George, on his next journey of life. Yeah, thank you.
Maybe we need a DJ.
There's actually a person that's doing music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so, she's gonna be singing and stuff, there's music, she can, just background music too.
Can I sing?
Yeah, sure you do. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to add for the good of the order? Any events, anything you would like to announce? Laura?
So I'll share, it is with a heavy heart that I'm sharing that Betty Shelley is stepping down from being a president. I'm sorry, that's the wrong impression. I'm so sorry. Fine, she's very healthy. Her elbow is healing. I'm so sorry, that was the wrong start. She is on the mend, but she, after many, many years, just as many as George, I'm sure, of leading, I think since 1998, she's led Imperial Point as our president. She will be transitioning to our president emeritus. So she's not going away completely, but we are taking on more of her roles and activities so that we can try to fill her shoes, but she will still be with us. She's still around, just not in a formal capacity. So I will be the representative formally for this.
Well, we like you.
Great, everyone. Anything else for the good of the order? Well, have a great summer and we'll see you back in August and July 18th for George's Day.
Good job, Cindy. Good job, Cindy.
Yay, Susan.
Not meeting, like,